In my last video, we've seen an unprecedented display of emotions after Lee's death. That historical weight have made Singapore so different. The period of national mourning for Lee will remain vividly in the memories of Singaporeans for many years to come. People also respect Lee as a man of pragmatism, principles. Even if we may not necessarily agree with the way he implemented his many policies, but we must all agree that through Lee leadership, our lives are a lot better. And we can build on the foundation laid by Lee and his cabinet. The national mourning has also turned out to be a period of reflection. Lee will remain an inspiration for many Singaporeans moving forward. The country also needs people who can speak up, stand up, and address those issues that the government cannot tackle alone. Our country needs individual citizens to uphold shared value and guiding principles. Let us share what we think, feel, and act to be transferred to the next generation. Singapore has a foundation for us to be confident that we can make things happen. Therefore, I would like to take a lead to encourage it to pay it forward, like I said in my last video. In continuing Lee's legacy by contributing either in your short videos, poems, articles, drawing, photos, anything to be shared with Singapore. I would like to share this video on the important aspect of national unity so as to build our social capital. Now, from the very onset of his political life, in forging a nation, Lee's vision for Singapore was based on the 2M, meritocracy and multiracial. He said before, Singapore is not a Malaysian nation. It's not a Chinese nation. It's not even an Indian nation. But a place where everybody will have a place, equality, language, culture, and religion. These have been enshrined in our national pledge that we recite in schools. Now, religion can promote peace between people and between nations, but it can also cause conflict and war. Religion has often been hijacked by unscrupulous people. Just a case in point now, recently, there are many who were offended by unmanly, young, foul-mouthed babblers named Amos E. In some of the coffee shop talk, there were a lot of raging feedbacks on these publicity-seeking, so-called intelligent fools. The uncles think that he stepped on shit when he speak. In Hokkien, they say, "Ta sai." And he is so self-promoting, Hao Lian, in Hokkien. But surprisingly, some students, some youngsters, I heard talking loudly in the shopping mall, calling Amos a narcissistic young punk. Wow. It looks like our national shared emotions of grief has suddenly turned into a collective anger, shock across all age groups. That is very serious. People can see that Amos is seeking for cheap publicity, trying to act out like a smart Alex, using YouTube videos as a platform just to get the 8 minutes of his fame. Now, he's trying very hard, isn't it, to get a shot to be another famous Amos? But it backfired on him. people concluded that he is nothing but a despicable infamous rather than a famous Amos. What a blooming idiot. I'm now, like I say, 62 years old, and it's said that I saw two religious and racial riots in 1964. Yet recently when I watched him, I was so disgusted. Amos E. regurgitated the view of the civil liberty, and my hope for Singaporean is we will never count down to such views or buy into the dismissive views of some Westerners about Singapore. PM Lee, in his eulogy to his father at University Cultural Center, he said, and I quote, his biggest worry was that younger Singaporeans would lose the instinct for what makes Singapore tick. The new generation of Singapore could learn from Lee experience and understand what security, prosperity, and future depends on. We must not only grasp it cognitively, but instinctively, namely, how unlikely a nation like Singapore can be who we are today. How deep the emotive pools of race and religion can be. How these latent forces can be so easily roused and whip up into frenzy for whatever effect. People like Amos E., whose action threatened religious harmony in Singapore, must be dealt with sternly. In the next video, I will talk about some very interesting coffee shop talk. And what was very interesting is that the conversation took place at a different time, different places, and with different age groups. The older folks was reacting to Amos' disparaging remarks, and the younger group was disgusted by his usage of vulgarity and disrespectful words. They were clearly upset by his misrepresentation of the youth in Singapore. They want to disassociate themselves from Amos E. Any link to him was deemed embarrassing, to say the least. There are many pointed questions asked and many insightful comments and views shared by both the older and the younger groups. So, don't miss it.